Hello, this is Terry and welcome back to my mini teardrop camper build series. I think this is going to be build part number 18. I'm going to roll the flexible plywood on the roof today and hopefully get that squared away within the next couple of days. Then I'm going to put some poor man's fiberglass on it and get it painted. So let's go ahead and get this plywood rolled on and get it kind of test fitted first before I permanently put it on. Okay, I got the plywood on top and it was so rolled up, I was scared it was going to crack if I started to mount it. So let me show you what I've done. I've actually put it on top. I've actually put it on top and put a little weight, a little backpack on there to try to get it to not be so rolled and let it kind of lay down a little bit more. I still want that curvature, but not that much as it was, because I was scared it was going to crack. So I'm going to leave that up overnight. You kind of see what it looks like, and I just went ahead and just extended it back to the galley right here. So it'll have the curve of the camper itself. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be stretched out enough that I can get that in and go ahead and put it down here and start mounting everything. So I'm just going to leave that overnight. Okay, I've marked where my spars are going across the roof there, and also measured and put down where my cross beams are for my vent fan, and also the cross beam support in the back right here. I've measured that distance so I know where to tack that down. So hopefully tomorrow I can get that ran. So one piece will go from the bottom here, it'll go all the way to the top, and it will actually come up to about right here, and then I'll just have to splice. It's about 1.5 feet piece from here to that end right there. My plywood looks a little bit better today. It's not as bent as it was. I just straightened out a little bit, so it's going to be a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. So what my plan is on the spars that runs across, I'm going to put liquid nails on that, and on the sides where I've got my spacers, I'm going to use a tight bond tube glue on that, and I'll be stapling the sides down and over here, and liquid nails on the spars here, but I will also staple on the bottom here. So I got to do this kind of quick, and I'm trying to do one section, a whole section at one time, so I'm going to be running around here. So let's go ahead and lay some beads down of liquid nail and glue and try to get ready, and hopefully this will work. Okay, I've got the top on, but it's not quite going to the glue, so I'm going to put some more staples across the spars. Okay, I've got the piece of plywood roof on. It's glued and tacked, and actually tacked across the spars because it just wasn't touching the liquid nails. It's kind of hard to push everything down and staple and keep everything straight. So this is my first experience. So did things go as well as I wanted it to? No. Could it have gone worse? Yes. I can live with this. I do have one issue, and I'll show you in a second, but overall I think it went fairly well. You know, I'm going to put poor man's fiberglass on it anyway, so it'll cover up you know, all these staples here, so I'm not worried about that at all. If you notice on this side here, I've got an overlay, which I should have a little bit of overlay anyway, but really not that much. So of course I got overlay here, you know what that means on the other side. So let's go take a look at the other side. So about the front of the door here, it started going off angle, but at least it did hit my spacers all the way down here to where I'm going to put the seam here. So it's really going to be an easy fix. All I've got to do is I'm going to cut this piece off right here on the seam because I got to put another piece here. So this piece I'm going to cut off, I'm just going to butt it up against this piece here and staple it down. So when I get my router, I'll just wrap that off right there. So that shouldn't be a problem, especially when I'm going to be using some aluminum edge trim. I think it's going to be about 5/8 or 7/8 to an inch, 5/8 to an inch, something like that on the top and the bottom. So I think that'll be fine there. Now, is it kind of wavy on top? I can kind of go in and I can kind of feel where it's, you know, it feels kind of wavy, and there's really nothing else I can do about that. I'm hoping the poor man's fiberglass will smooth that off whenever I put that on there, and you know, the glue will go down to the lower spot. So I'm hoping that'll work. So the next step is to cut this right here off and put it over here. Okay, I cut a seam through here so I can put a piece, my last piece of roof, over these three sections. And I also spliced in or butted up a piece of the plywood up against this. So when I do my edge routing around, I can just route that right off of there. So I'll have the whole roof covered. So let me go ahead and cut this piece right here. Okay, I got my last piece of my roof on here, and got a seam there. Of course, that's going to be covered up by the poor man's fiberglass. So I'll probably stop for today, and what I'm going to do next is go ahead and flush route the sides to make sure everything looks fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that I've got my edges flush on top with the sides all the way around, and I've got my, let's go look on top. And now that I've got my hole cut for my exhaust fan, and like I said, the top looks really good. Turning out maybe a little bit better than I thought it did when I first done it. And I also cut out the 2 holes here where I'm going to have my AC input here and my DC input here. So I hit those dead on. So I'm good with that. The wires are right there like they should be. So the next step is go ahead and do my 4-man's fiberglass on top. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, I got my roof rolled on. I've got poor man's fiberglass on, and I've got it painted. And I think it looks pretty good. Let's walk around a little bit there. I also took off the excess canvas that was on there. And I think it looks pretty good. Of course, on the edge here, I'm going to be using some aluminum edging trim to cover that up and seal that better. So I think it looks really good. Take a look at the top. And on top it's good. I still got to cut out the canvas for the exhaust fan here, and also a couple of places here for my AC and DC input ports. So that's going to conclude it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please continue watching, like, comment, and subscribe. And on the next video, I'll be putting in the exhaust fan and my AC and DC input here, and maybe even work a little bit more on the hatch itself. So thanks for watching again, and we'll see you next time.